Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Yes, you can. And good evening. We are back. And let's make a little story. So I can say on Instagram that I'm live right now. And then I need my YouTube link, I think, or Twitch. I'll do Twitch this time. Twitch.
By all the people who are going to be watching this event. Small town Indiana boy did good.
He's there. Damn. Okay, never mind. We're just gonna do it like this. Just a second. Let's just pass in this Twitch link. There you go. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna post this in the Flutter Dev Reddit. No, this one. I already typed it, so you don't have to watch me type it. And then post it, I think. Yeah. Cool. Let's turn up the lights a little bit. Does this work? Easy there. Okay. Is this posted? No. Your post must contain post flare. Okay. Video plugin. Should we go for plugin? Yeah. No, it's more about video. Okay. Cool. All right, let's go. So let's see where we left off. I hope my internet is not causing too much lag. It has been in the past 2 streams, so I hope. I changed some settings, so I hope it's better now. I don't think it is. Seeing as I'm moving a little bit laggy. But yeah, okay. Let's get this one in here. This one in there. Yes, sir. Alright. Increase font size. Okay, that's a good one. So I was watching my streams and I was like, maybe my font size is a little bit too small for certain screens. So let's change that first. Change the font size. increase the font size. Yeah, okay. 16 might be a little bit too big. I have to get used to this, but whatever. Alright, alright. Let's start. Let's first start the example project, which is this one, main. Let's go. So what I'm doing right now is we have an example project, and I created some tests for that example project just to kind of showcase the usage of the app, because you can't really test the usage of the package when you just show an example project when it's a testing package. So I've done that, and then I will proceed to continue to make tests for the actual package. I still need to figure out how I'm gonna do that, but yeah, we'll see. So I made this beautiful app yesterday as an example for the example project. It basically has a it's a counter app, but one button is linked to updating it through a view model, and the other one is updating through a value listenable and a value notifier. And it doesn't go down 0, and we tested that through unit testing by testing the view model. So we have a scenario where we decrement the model counter, we have one where we increment the model counter, and then we have one where we reset the model counter. So I started with this one, add scenario description to logging as well. Right, that's another one I need to do. So let's start with that. First I'll run the tests so you can see how it works. So it's basically it's based on the behavior-driven development framework, where you specify a certain type of writing down tests, way of writing down tests that's understandable for both the developer and anybody else that has to do with testing. Let's see. And the way to go about this is that usually you write down your test in a couple steps, and each of these steps they do something. So you start with given. Given is where you sketch the beginning situation. So the counter is at 0 for this test. When I increment the counter, that's an action that you perform, and then you go on to proceed to specify the then step, and then that's what you expect actually. And then you also have and you have but, where you specify another one of those steps, or a contradiction to one of those steps. So as you can see, these are all running successfully, and what I did here, what I wrote down as a to-do at the scenario description is this description is not showing in the logs right now. Test started, the counter is at 0, which is, I think, this one. The counter is at 0. Given the counter is at 0, when I increment the counter, we expect the model counter to have the value of the increments. Then when... What the hell was that? Hey David, thank you for subscribing. Whoa! Okay, I never heard that before. You're my first subscriber that subscribed while I was live. Cool, thanks. Alright, let's see. What was I saying? Oh, this description, we're not logging it, so let's go to the unit feature. I think this font is a little bit too big for me. I'm sorry. So I had it on 12 still see it. If this is too small, please let me know. I'll crank it up a little bit, but okay. So this description, let's just first see. This description, it's inside of a scenario. So we need to go to a feature, and then we have the scenario, and then there's this description somewhere here. And this description, let's see where it goes down to. Right, it's in the test group. So when you run the regular tests, I think when it fails, you do see the description here. But since we want to add it to the logging, it's not there yet, you don't see it there. So what we're going to do is, again, decrement the model counter. So that is valid for each example. Yes. So I think, just to make it more user-friendly, that we want to print it here for each example, right? So what we do is we say scenario description. I think this is the right one. Let's see. Oh, shall I put on some music? I always forget. Always. I've done 3 streams. I don't see the chat, by the way, somehow. I don't know why that is happening, or why it's not happening. But yeah, I need to fix that. So if you're chatting and you think I'm ignoring you, that's not true. Oh. Yeah, okay. Anyway, yeah, I get a little bit distracted sometimes, so just so you know. Black MacBook speakers. Right, first here, Spotify. Let's go to Epidemic Sound. And then this morning I was listening to a pretty nice list of them. Staff picks were pretty good. Soft beats. This. Sounds good to me. All right, and we have music, I think. All right, let's go. Example, scenario, description. Is this working? Scenario, increment, scenario. Yeah, this is nice to know for each test. Scenario. Do we also want to know the test? If we're gonna have multiple tests. So the way it works is that you have a test. The test has multiple features. A feature has multiple scenarios, and a scenario might have multiple examples. So right now you can see only the scenario in the logging, which, by the way, needs a better icon. I love icons. Scenario. So what's a scenario? how do we picture a scenario? Let's think. I'll put in Chrome here so I can. A scenario is something happening. So let's say action, moving, walking, running, lightning. Let's see. A scenario, it's a hat. You put on a hat. You put on a hat and you do something and you do something else and you do something else. That's a scenario. Very good. And then we also have a feature. So this feature, test group, set up and tear down, final scenario. Right. I think if we no, this is a feature. See if this works. It might not, because it's a little bit weird when tests are running and model counter. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Feature model counter scenario test. Alright, and if we do this, hello. It works the same, unfortunately. Then I guess, yeah, we need to put it here. So what I'm trying to figure out is where to put the description of the feature so it looks nice when checking out the logging. This also doesn't work. Scenario. See, because what it does, the Flutter test framework just runs these tests, like it gets it, and then it starts running the actual test like how I created it. And everything before this always comes first, and then Flutter decides how to iterate over the test. So this is also not good. I was called. Okay. Then I think we might just have to do this. Feature. We'll do feature description and we'll do test description. Get the string feature description, and we'll get the string test description. Let's put this above, and then when you test it, this in the feature description here. And then this one will get the test description here. String. Test description. Yeah, so we have a test here, unit test. For example, a unit test to unit test, the unit test example project. That's the description of the top level unit test. We're not logging that anywhere here. So what we do is we pass it down behind the scenes here. Then we pass it down here. Test description. Oh, we are actually logging this one. We don't have to do this. Right, okay, cool. I wonder though if this is gonna work. This is not gonna work. Yeah. It will have the same problem. If we have multiple tests, like a test, yeah, then if we have multiple tests and debug print will stay here, then it will first print those four statements and then start iterating over the test, and it will still not be clear which scenario or which feature belongs to which test. So this is all properly set up. Nice. And what we'll do here is if test description is not null, if feature description and we do this, we make it nullable because it might be that some people are not using the test or the feature when creating scenarios, because you can run the scenario on its own as well if you don't want to make use of all the other of the architecture of the structure. So yeah, let's see, test, and now it should show for each test. One thing though, this is not right. This is right. Test description. Yes, sir. Let's go. Okay. Let's run the tests. Test. Feature, model counter. Right, what's a feature? I think a feature is something like robotic, right? So a feature is robot's arm, something like this. Works for me. Ooh. So this is a feature, in my opinion. Let's see. Yes. Feature, a unit test, the unit test, feature, model counter, scenario, increment, example 1. Unit test example, values 1. Cool. And then, when it says test started, then we might want to do this. So what I'm doing right now is I add 2 lines. Nope, 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 nope. Because it kind of feels like it's a little bit bloated, the test, the logging right now. Maybe we can do this. Yeah, nice. Cool. Yeah, nice, 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 nice. We can also add kind of some stopwatch and some timing if we want, but maybe that's for later. Right. So my first to do is done. Where were we again? Reset. This one. Increase the font size. Oh, I did that as well. Well, look at us being productive. Okay. Now we just want to run this right now. So we do this, and then we can run it on its own. Reset the model counter. No examples. Wait a second. If it doesn't have any examples, then you don't want to show the logging also. Am I right? Yes. Okay. Example. If examples is not empty, then this. Wait, I did have an example here. Wait, I already had this fixed. Stupid. See here, but I added an empty example here. Yeah, it's late and I'm a little bit tired because I woke up really early today. Anyway, so let's create a test. So given the model counter is at 1, then no 1. So given the model counter is 1, so first we're going to create the starting situation. The model counter is at 1. Well, you create the gherkin test view model. Well, actually, we create the mock. Also, another thing for the mock, because the view model is actually getting a set state from a stateful widget. When testing the view model alone, then the set state is not there because it's not part of a widget and it doesn't get the set state of the view model builder. So what you do is you mock it, you inherit the view model, and you just override the rebuild method, which in reality would rebuild the widget by calling set state, but right now it doesn't. This is all part of another package that I made, by the way. It's heavily inspired by the stacks package of the one and only field stacks. Really cool. Anyway, given that the model counter is at 1, then we're going to sketch that situation right now. So the model counter, it starts at 0. Let's first just do a reset, so we are sure that it's at 0, 100% sure, and then we increment the model counter. This is a method that's part of the view model that we're testing, the example project. This example project. So when you press this increment view model thing is being called. So I also saw that, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but whatever, we're just having fun. When you press the button, you see the 0 is moving. You know why? Because we have a row here that says spread. Space between. What you actually want to do is yeah, no, never mind. Never mind. I was gonna change it, but it's a bit more work than I thought. I shouldn't be doing that right now, so never mind. Alright, reset. So given that the model counter is at 1, reset, increment the model counter. If we increment it by 1, model counter ++, rebuild, then the model counter, system under test, model counter should be 1. So let's expect that, as you would in a normal test. Expect model counter 1. Let's test it. Cool. It works. Alright. Now that we have our starting situation, let's continue to the when. I can copy it, but I can also show you. When. When I press the reset button. So we're not going to expect anything here. Just if we were using like a mock or something, or we made something ourselves inside our mock to track whether or not a method has been called, then we could check in this step whether the method has been called. But since we know that the method has been called, we're calling the actual method. It's not an indirect calling of a method that we want to check. We're not gonna do any expects in this step. So when I press the reset button, system on the test reset, or better yet, when I call the reset method, because it's a unit test, then and so in this last, normally you would then create a then step, but in this in my last stream, I created a new step, the when and then, which combines the when and the then, because often when writing little unit tests, you want to do the when and then in one step. Given when and then, you cannot even make the given and the when and the then together. Given when then, but that will be kind of ruining the whole idea behind the framework. Anyway, just for testing purposes, let's do the when and then here. It's basically all the steps are basically just doing the same, but it's forcing you to think in this behavior-driven development way, and hopefully make it easier for you to write tests. Given the model counter is at 1, when and then, I call the reason. But then the model counter should be 0. Okay. And we can also do the then here. System on the test, model counter should be 0. And if this method succeeds, then we successfully wrote a test that tests this method, the reset method. Cool. So now we can also add an example. So let's say the model counter has been incremented. And then here we'll say, okay, we have an example, unit example. So the first scenario, we want to test it with an example where it increments it by 1. Then we have another example where we want to test it when the method has been incremented, let's say 3 times. So when you increment it 3 times and then you want to reset it, then it should still be no, 0. Sorry. So how do we do that? We create examples, unit examples. And that's the power of this package, I think. Where you can test multiple scenarios with different values. Real easy. So for this one, the model counter has been incremented. Let's see. To get the example, you have this value here, example, and final int increment, number of increments is example, and then I made a couple helper methods that will automatically cast it to this one, as long and be careful with using it, but you know, you make the examples, you're always sure that it's gonna be an int or string or whatever. So it's a dangerous method, but if used with care, it's really nice. So you know this is gonna be an int, so we use this helper method. First value, it will automatically cast it to an int. Final number of increments, and then for int increment is 0 when increment is less than number of increments, increment plus plus, simple for loop. And what we do here is increment it. And if we now run the test, then you can see it will run 2 times. One time with 1, value 1, and one time with 3. Now to give you, to show you that it's actually doing that 3 times, you can say, hey, another viewer, hello, welcome. You can say hello, and then run it again. Hello, 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 hello. And this test failed somehow. Because we're expecting here the model counter to be 1. Well, it shouldn't be 1. The model counter should have the same value of the number of increments at that point. And I wonder if you can also see the debugging of the actual model. So let's see if that works. Fast snippet I use to check if a method is being called. It's a print statement, I know I shouldn't be using that, but whatever, I like it. Yeah, so that works as well. You see? So this method is being called 3 times. Cool. Okay. Alright. So this works. Reset the model counter scenario, decrement, increment. So now that we have tested, unit tested this view model for incrementing the model counter and decrementing the model counter, let's put this together. Now we also want to do the same, but then for the value notifiers. Yeah. So let's do that. We can kind of copy what we've been doing for the other ones for the model counter. So we'll do that. Copy everything. I will say increment model counter. No, I mean increment value notifier counter scenario dot dart. You'll always see me type full words, by the way, since I hate abbreviations, because oftentimes when you use abbreviations, either you or your colleagues will not know what it meant the next time you look at it. And yeah, I'm all for readability and developer experience to be that as efficient and nice as possible. So let's change this to increment value notifier counter scenario. Then everywhere we use the word model counter, selected that in the file, increment the value notifier counter. Just double checking if that's actually how we call it, the value notifier counter. Yes. Okay. I want to get something to drink. Do I still? I still have my coffee. Just give me a sec. Yes. Oh, I'm back. So I made some decaf coffee this morning after having my normal coffees, and I put it in this thing, so it's still warm. Nice. Anyway, so we copied the increment model counter scenario. Now we're using it to create a test for the value notifier to create a test for the value notifier counter scenario. Description, increment the value notifier counter. This is all right. We're using the same view model mock. Then again, for my other viewer, the mock is just overriding the rebuild method that usually in the real usage, when using it in real Flutter world, this model would have a widget around it that's using it and would be giving it a set state. Now, because we're testing the model alone, it doesn't have that. So we mocked it and removed the dependency on the set state by overriding it with an empty method. All right, so we have examples here. Unit example, do we want to test this with different examples? Yes, we do. So the first time, basically the same what we just did. We're going to press it once, we're going to press it 5 times, then we're going to press it 10 times. Given that the counter is at 0, system on the test. Okay. And instead of checking the model counter here, we want to check the value notifier. No. Value listenable counter. This might be confusing for people who don't really work with these things. Okay. Whatever. System on the test, reset. This is right. When I increment the counter, number of increments, this is all the same. This is right. Increment value notifier counter. Number of increments. We expect the value notifier counter to have the value of the increments. I think this should work. Let's create a method again. And then let's see. Cool, it doesn't work. Cool, very cool. Expect actual 0. Of course. This value listenable counter. This is, of course, a value listenable. It's not the value of the value listenable, so we need to do value. And the same goes for this. Cool. Works. Alright. Let's remove this. And let's do the same for this one. We're going to speed this one up a little bit. Original counter value. Yeah. So decrement value notifier counter scenario the dart. Okay. So we know from previous one decrement value notifier counter scenario. Rename this to value notifier. Let's rename this in the entire project properly to value notifier, so everybody knows we're talking about the class. And the same goes for the model counter. Let's do it like this. Yes. Okay. So this one then should be the value listable counter, that's value again, and this too. I think we have it. Let's go. I'm a little bit tired, so I'm having trouble finding the right English words. Let's go from top to bottom. Let's see if we did everything right. Okay, decrement value notifier. That sounds right. We're using the same model. Then we have the unit examples. The counter is at 1. Reset, increment. This is not right. Hey, increment the value notifier counter. Yes. So So you start at 1. Yes, sir. Okay. I was thinking maybe I should make this a loop as well, because the original counter value might be 5 if somebody changes it, but then you would automatically see that the test would fail. So yeah, it's up to that person. If one person would ever want to change this, whatever. We're fine with this for now. So when I decrement the counter, number of decrement, system decrement, model counter, decrement value notifier counter, then return number of decrements, then the number of decrements goes in to the system, and then comes out here, expects value of max number of decrements as int. I still need to fix something for that. So I don't like the casting here that I'm doing, so I'm thinking of making a method that makes it look a bit more elegant, but still does the same. So it's no use. Yeah, I'll leave it. Anyway, so I think this should work. Expect the value listenable counter value to have either the decremented value or 0. Yeah, we should make this test more valid by making the starting value 3. So you can actually see that when you have 3 and you do 1, it becomes 2, and when you have 5, then it actually becomes, actually we should start at 6, no, 3 is fine. And when you have 5, then it starts at 0, because right now it's always 0. It's never 1, so yes, let's do that. Increment value notifier counter. No, sorry, decrement. And decrement, oh yeah. So this is 3. And this is 3 as well. Yes, I need to go to bed. Can I just make a for loop or something? Easily, for loop. I should make a snippet for that. Anyway. Let's just copy it from here. Here. That wasn't necessary. I know. Whatever. Okay. Think that should work. Oh yeah. Let's see. Oops. Yeah, let's see if this works. Yo. I think it will. I hope it will. And if not, then whatever. Yes, it works. Decrement the value notifier. Blah blah blah. Test started. Counter is at 3. When I decrement the counter, decrement 1, passing result to next step. Then we expect the value notifier to have a decremented value of 3 minus decrements. And at least 0. Success. Yeah, cool. We could add some more logging so you actually see more of what's going on in the logging, but this is fine. At least you know the tests are succeeding. Now all we have to do is make the reset test to make it complete. Okay, relax, I'm not doing that. Reset. Alright. Reset value notifier counter scenario. Right. Reset the value notifier. That should work, I think. Expected 1, actual 0. That's cool. See? So the test works. Nice. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, I think we have our first test. Let's first delete all the main methods here because we don't need those. Do we have one here? No. Do we have one here? Yes. Do we have one here? No. Do we have one here? No. Do we have one here? Yes. Do we have one here? No. Do we have one here? No. Do we have one here? Yes. That's what we need. So this is the whole unit test of this project, example project. Increment, decrement, increment. Decrement value notifier count did this and that. Cool. And then we have reset. See, what's even cooler is you can actually put some values in these constructors and run these tests with all different kinds of values as well, apart from the examples that you use. I just realized that. That's even cooler. Alright, anyway. Oh. What's that? Cool. Nice. So these are all the tests in here. Test a unit test to test a unit test. Scenario. I wonder if we can also put the number test and a number scenario in there. You know what I mean? Maybe not. So we have the unit test. No, let's start here. Here. So this is one feature, but you can have another feature, like we have the model counter, and let's say there's another feature here that randomly shows you a sentence, the quote generator. So you have another feature, the quote generator. You can create that feature here as well for this same unit test. Okay. So what I'm wondering is, is it possible to show the number feature it is? Yes, it is. So let's do that. So, yes, we can put a number here, scenario 1, feature 1, but then I saw this. So, the Flutter test also gets a sort of description that you see here, and I think VS Code does something other, has some other kind of way of handling these tests. So, this will look strange, you know? Example 1, or it shows the description. Example 1, or it shows the description. Well, I think we should still do it. Yes, let's do it. Yeah, okay. Okay. So first things first, the description. We have a scenario here. Let's take this one. Then we get the scenario from up here. No, sorry. We get the scenario description from here, feature. No, this is wrong. Scenario. We have the description here. So this description goes here. So what you want to do is this. think I've thought of this before, and because I haven't been in this project for a while, I'm making the same mistake I did back then. So I deliberately made these without emoticons and all that stuff. So, can we somehow find out which scenario this is? The number scenario? Maybe we can. It should be passed in through these test methods. Number scenario. And then make this scenarios int x is 0. X smaller than scenarios. Dot length x plus plus x. Right. Number scenario. Yes. Okay. We got this. Number scenario. We got this. Then not call this X, but call this scenario. Okay. And then we can probably do the same for this. Features. Yes. And number feature is 0. When number feature is less than features. Dot length. Number feature. Okay, feature, number feature. I called it number feature, right? Didn't I? Feature, number feature. Hey, int tbh. I'm creating tests for a package that I made. A gherkin unit testing package. So yesterday and this morning I made an example project for the package, and right now I'm finishing the example project tests, and then afterwards I'm going to create the tests for the actual package, which I haven't really figured out yet how I'm gonna do that, but we'll see. Testing a testing package. I have to figure out how to test that, but we'll see. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Where was I? What was I doing? Distraction. Very nice. Very easily distracted. So here I was trying to get the number of number scenario, right? That's what I was checking. I'm trying to get the number of features, because for the logging I want to show scenario 1, feature 1. I don't know if you're familiar with behavior driven development, but yeah, unit testing usually isn't approached in that way, but I thought, why not? Because it has a lot of benefits, especially in communicating to different stakeholders. So let's see, number feature. Let's just do it like this, number feature, add parameter, number feature. Yes, yes, yes. This should work. And then add the number feature here as well. Alright, I think this will actually work. It's a lot of work for just showing a number in the logging, but yeah. Whatever. I like it. It's the little things. Number feature. Yeah, I think this should work. Let's see. Feature 0, right? Of course, this was gonna happen. +1. You already saw it coming, didn't you? Let's see. Feature 1, scenario 1, example 1. Feature 1, scenario 1, example 2. Boop. Cool. It's working. Now, let's see if it's actually working with different numbers, because now we only have one feature and hey, scenario 6, that's working. Okay, nice. We only have one feature, so let's create another feature just to test it. I'm just gonna copy this and then have the exact same test. See if that works. Cool, that works. Hey. Is this right? Is this proper logging? Test a unit test, model counter, increment the value notifier counter. Example number 3, 10. Number of increments, 10. Success. I think this logging is not supposed to be there. Let's go to this one. At least it works. You see feature 2. But now we have a new problem, I think. So increment scenario. Let's search this one. Let's remove this. Increment. It's this one. So we expect it. Or maybe it. Wait a second. Number of decrements. Where's this coming from? Number of decrements. See, that is strange behavior. Ma fuentes. Or is it not? Test a unit, test a unit. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting print methods inside the steps, see if it's being called at the right moment. See, that's the tricky thing with these tests. Flutter has its own internal stuff that kind of determines the order of tests that are being run. Synchronous, asynchronous, whatever. See, there's some strange going on here. Right. This is also not right. Okay. Print method. Last step. Middle step. First step. Let's see. Okay. Interesting. It seems to be working fine right now. I think. We just put this middle step inside the loop. Or I did. Yeah, now it works. Feature 1, So the difference with when the error was occurring was this, of course. There was a different test here. Could it be the description? That the description needs to be different? Yep. No, it doesn't. It's not the description, but it is having two features. And will it mess up even more? Make it 3. That's a shame, yeah. So let's see, the decrement, the reset, decrement value, not the counter scenario. What could cause this? Or am I just being silly and it's working properly? Increment, success. Yeah, so what I think is happening is that you guys have any idea what I think is happening? Is that it's skipping this test feature scenario stuff. But how is that even possible? And why in this scenario, right? So we have scenarios here, scenario, file in scenario, description, test. It still runs the tests and it still does what it's supposed to do, except the logging is gone. The feature, you know what I mean? So this decrement value notifier counter, it's also only this one, so there's something wrong with this one. What is it? There it is. Is there still a main? No. I don't know. Why is it doing this? Nice. Okay. I should let this go, but I know I can't. Let's print the hash of the class. Can we do that? It's actually not a class yet, or is it? It's not instantiated. Can we do this? No, we can't. No, we can't. What we can do is print the hash of the system on a dash. Right? Right. Let's see. 793955. Hey. Interesting. They're never the same. What's going on? What's going on? Alright, I'm not gonna bore you anymore with this debugging. I'm gonna have to sleep about it. So yesterday I ended the stream with a similar problem. Then I figured out. See, the problem of yesterday was that the model wasn't building. And then while I was laying in my bed, I realized that I was setting the rebuild set state method from a widget, and we don't have the widget right now. So hopefully I'm gonna figure something out. And I'm laying in my bed. At least for one test, it worked perfect. So what if I remove this, and this? One more test. One more test of the test that we're testing. So I think the only bug that we have right now is that the test is actually working, but it's not showing the unit test anymore. So you can see here we have feature 2, scenario 4, example 2, goes to example 3. So that's this one. And then all of a sudden it does run the tests, but it doesn't print it anymore. Okay, give me 5 more minutes. Oh, look at this. 5 more minutes, I promise. I'm not gonna work any longer on it. If you guys or girls see anything, let me know. This is interesting. I think I found it. No. No, I didn't find it. Damn it. I was called examples length 2. I was called. Okay, then maybe print the description too. You know? Let's see. think we found the problem. So this debug print stuff is not printing. So if I change all these to print, I think they'll work. Feature 3, model 6, reset the value notifier. Example 2. Is this the last one? Reset the value notifier. Yes, it is. Test started. It's just not showing the success. Then the value notifier decremented value. Success. Test success. Then that's because we did that. Yeah. Okay. It is working. So yeah, nice. So we fixed it. Well, we figured out what was going wrong. So apparently, is this maybe the reason? When and then? No, that can't be the reason. What was the reason? What was the reason? So what I think it does is that at some point the debug prints, they get ignored because the system, the test stuff shizzle is shutting down sooner than the test is actually done, or something like that. See, I don't really understand it, but I know that the debug print is being ignored too soon. So yeah, we're going to use normal prints, people, because I do want to have my logging, if you don't mind. Is this it? Is this maybe what I'm searching for? Debug print synchronously. Yeah. Could be. I think it is. Because let's look at it. Alternative implementation of debug print that does not throttle used by tests. It's gonna work, I think. I hope. Yes, we fixed it. Okay, well, this is very nice, people. Thank you for the moral support, my 2 lovely viewers. We can wrap this up with a good feeling. No nightmares, no stress in my bed. And I think we actually wrapped it up for the example project. We did it. Test, features, model counter, scenarios. Yeah. Of course I can make more features, but you get the point, right? Could build it out with more features because I have a couple more packages. Want to see them? I know you want to see them. I know you don't want to see them. I'm going to show them anyway. So we have the integration test version of this one. We have the unit test version. We have loglytics for logging and for analytics. Oops. And then we have informers, which is just syntax sugar for using value notifiers and value listenables. Feedback response, which is used by me, but I thought it might be useful for other people as well. Where it's sort of a response that you can pass around in your project when services are talking to each other, and you can pass that down to the lowest level for the user, and any type of response or error or feedback you want to give to the user, that will always be shown to the user. What is that? Hey MC Payne, thank you for the follow. Cool. And nice. And yeah, anyway, the feedback response. It's a really nice way of communicating through your services and then showing feedback to your user. Then I made something for using Firestore, which is really nice. You'll see me using that in the future. And I have my own state management package, which is heavily based on the stacked package by FieldStacks, my big Flutter hero. And yeah, so it's basically stacked, sort of, but stripped down of a lot of functionalities that I wasn't using. So anyway, thanks guys, thanks for watching, thanks for my first follow and subscriber on Twitch and YouTube. Very cool. Appreciate it. And tomorrow morning I'll be creating the tests then for the actual package, so I get 100% test coverage on the pub dev. Gherkin unit test. See? Oh, I mean, see? No, I mean, huh? I don't even have to create tests. I thought I had to create tests. Let's see. Loglytics. This is my other package. Is it different for? Hey. Shit, I need to fix this. Okay. Anyway. Then I might not create a test for it because I thought it was needed. And I think it's a lot of work to create tests for the test and then test and I have enough tests to write in the future. Can you even create a test for it? Test? Yeah, you can. I'm gonna sleep on it. I'm gonna sleep on it and decide whether or not I want to do it and how I want to do it. I'll be back tomorrow morning. CEST time, I think. I don't know what my time zone is called. I think it's that one. Yeah, see you then around, I think 6 or 7. So 10 hours from now. No, not 10 hours. 6, 7. Yeah, 10 hours. Okay. See you.